For every one of the shows on MTV that gets renewed for multiple seasons, receives countless spin-offs, and seemingly never stops airing, there have been dozens of series that are either canceled after one season, or achieve multiple seasons only to be completely forgotten as time goes by. In today's episode, we're going to cover a few MTV shows from the 2000s that you probably don't remember, but absolutely deserve a second look. Starting off with Celebrity Rap Superstar. Celebrity Rap Superstar was a twist on the popular series Dancing with the Stars. The show involved taking actors, athletes, and musicians and pairing them up with an established rapper who would become their mentor. The show's announcer was radio personality Liz Hernandez, and the main on-screen host was some guy named Kevin Hart. I don't think he really did much after this. But the list of celebrity contestants on this show was just so damn representative of the time. You had Shar Jackson from Moesha, the Parkers, and the all-time classic Good Burger, Sebastian Bach, former lead singer of the band Skid Row, gossip blogger Perez Hilton, Countess Vaughn, who also appeared on Moesha and the Parkers, Kendra Wilkinson from The Girls Next Door, former Atlanta Falcons running back Jamal Anderson, Jason Wahler from MTV's Laguna Beach, and last but not least, Efren Ramirez, who played Pedro in another all-time classic, Napoleon Dynamite. The few clips that still exist from this show range from slightly entertaining to just completely unbearable. Pretty much every performance on the show was a cover of an already released hip-hop track. But there was one episode where each of the contestants performed an original song, and the only clip that still exists from that episode is this one where Sebastian Bach does his best impression of Kid Rock.
Got a whole new, remarkable, brand new sound. I came on stage and without any doubt, I knocked each and every one of you mothers out.
The general format of Celebrity Rap Superstar was eventually recycled by everyone's favorite late-night host James Corden in the form of a recurring segment called Drop the Mic, which was then adapted into a TBS series of the same name. But as far as Celebrity Rap Superstar goes, Shar Jackson was the winner of its first and only season, and based on the few clips that still exist from this show, I think she definitely deserved it. She recorded one song after the fact, but never really pursued a rap career beyond that. The same cannot be said about second place winner Kendra Wilkinson, who never quite abandoned the hip-hop lifestyle.
MTV, y'all, it's the place to be, y'all. Put your hands in the air, cause Kendra's here. I can shake my booty and be mom of the year. I said,
somebody kill me, please! Somebody kill me, please!
If there's one show that absolutely no one has forgotten, it's MTV's Punk'd. Between its original run with Ashton Kutcher and 3 separate revivals, this show amassed 11 seasons and 94 total episodes. But we're not talking about Punk'd today. Instead, we're talking about Ashton Kutcher's other very short-lived prank show, You've Got a Friend. Making its debut between seasons 3 and 4 of Punk'd in October of 2004, MTV's You've Got a Friend was a hidden camera prank show that took a contestant and paired them up with an actor who would pose as their new best friend. Over a 48-hour period, the contestant had to convince their family and friends that the actor really was their new best friend. Meanwhile, the actor wrecked the contestant's life by embarrassing them in a number of ways. If the contestant was able to make it to the end of the 48-hour period without giving up or revealing the truth to their friends and family, they won $15,000. Every episode opened up with the contestant sitting down for lunch at a restaurant with their actual friends, at which point the fake best friend walks in and says,
"Well, hello, stranger. How are you doing?"
Which signals to the contestant that this is the actor they've been paired up with for the remainder of the episode. Some of the contestants on this show really did seem like they were on the verge of a mental breakdown, but some of them clearly played up their emotions for the camera. That being said, all of the actual actors on the show posing as the contestant's friend came from an improv comedy background, so they were more than capable of keeping things entertaining. I don't remember seeing this on MTV when it first aired, but apparently it had a decent following. It was only canceled because Ashton Kutcher wanted to devote more of his time and attention to Punk'd, which was already one of MTV's biggest shows during that era. The next forgotten MTV show in today's video is the short-lived Trick It Out. The show revolved around taking 2 identical cars, handing them over to 2 different auto shops, at which point each shop would upgrade and modify the vehicles around a specific theme. The vehicles would be judged at the end of the episode, and the shop that won got to keep both vehicles. Seasons 1 and 2 of Trick It Out were hosted by RJ De Vera. aka the dude in the first Fast and Furious movie, seen playing Gran Turismo in his Honda Civic. Sway Calloway narrated the first season of the show, but was replaced by Becky O'Donohue from American Idol for the second season, who also stepped in as an on-screen co-host. But Trick It Out aired its final episode on September 2nd, 2007, and there was just no way this show was getting a third season. After Pimp My Ride wrapped up in late 2007, MTV abandoned anything and everything related to car culture and just turned into the My Super Sweet 16 channel. Ironically, the next forgotten show in today's video was also canceled during that same time, MTV's Yo Momma.
Yo, mama.
The period of time between April 2006 and December 2007 marked a brief moment in American history where we as a society were able to set aside our differences and come together to crack jokes about each other's moms in a McDonald's parking lot. A lot of shows come to mind when I think of MTV during the mid-2000s, but Yo Momma probably represents that era better than anything. The show was both created and hosted by Wilmer Valderrama, making this the second MTV series with an actor from that 70s show as its poster boy. And I don't know about you, but I never specifically tuned into MTV to watch Yo Momma. This was one of those shows that for sure came on after Rob and Big, and you were too lazy to reach for the remote, so you just said f it and left it on. Even when I first watched this show over 15 years ago, the actual jokes told during the battles only made me laugh like 10% of the time. It's no surprise that when you take a bunch of people who seemingly don't know each other at all and ask them to talk smack on one another, they're gonna drop the most lowbrow jokes possible.
Yo, didn't I see you last week? I kicked this dude out my house for trying to cook one of my dogs. Shawty.
But Yo Momma was at its best when a contestant delivered what they expected to be an epic slam, only to fall flat on their face.
Yo, your mama's teeth? Your mama's teeth so gapped, she gotta floss with a tube sock.
That being said, these little videos that introduced the contestants were absolutely hilarious.
My name is Aaron, and boy, my mom's not fat, so I don't know what people today will be talking about.
What's up, MTV? My name is Nate, and I'm here holding it down for Brooklyn Heights. Promenade to the court. Yes!
What up, A-Town? It's your boy Rich, holding it down for the dirty.
Another part of the show that wasn't executed very well was the portion where contestants searched for dirt on their opponent in their living space. MTV has been known to plant items for added entertainment value, but I don't think they did that for every episode of Yo Momma because some of these scenes were just so lame.
Hey, Rob, do you swing? What? You know, swing. Whee!
Unfortunately, Yo Momma was officially canceled after wrapping up its third and final season in December of 2007, sending shockwaves to Yo Momma joke enthusiasts all over the world. The show's website, which allowed users to submit their own Yo Momma jokes, continued to operate until it was permanently shut down in 2009. But its influence on the world of comedy will never be forgotten. This last forgotten MTV show was just too big for me to introduce by myself, so I've called in a special guest to help me out. Take it away, Snoop.
What up? It's the one and only Snoop Dogg. My boy Media Pastimes called me in to introduce this part of the episode. I hosted an MTV show back in the day called Doggy Fizzle Televizzle. That show was the shizzle. All right, I gotta go. Martha Stewart and I have a cake to bake. Peace.
Doggy Fizzle Televizzle was a sketch comedy show hosted and produced by Snoop Dogg. Looking back on it now, this is one of the biggest examples of MTV dropping the ball on something that had the potential to become a massive success.
Don't change the nizzle, turn it up a little. This is the bizzle, Snoopy Deagle double jizzle. Yeah, it's off the hizzle, for shizzle, for brizzle. This is the show we call Doggy Fizzle.
After the show opens up with a theme song that has been stuck in my head all week, Snoop rolls up to the stage in his 1974 Cadillac that he refers to as the Snoop DeVille and introduces the first segment of the program. In this sketch, Snoop swings by a retirement home to spend the day with some elderly folks, and it was just as hilarious as it sounds. First, they hit up a restaurant where he sipped on some prune juice, and of course he wanted some gin to go with it. They hit the dance floor before heading out to a pharmacy to buy some mobility scooters, and finished the day with some Fast and Furious parking lot racing. Based on this first segment and some of the other ones that I've watched where Snoop interacts with the public, a show that focused on that concept alone would have been absolutely brilliant. But the rest of the show was mostly comprised of fully scripted segments. Doggy Fizzle Televizzle aired 2 years before Chappelle's Show came out, and comparisons have always been drawn between the two series because some of the best sketches this show had to offer felt like they would have fit right in on that show.
What up, cuz? Big Snoop Dogg at MTV and the Hizzle for Shizzle. About to flip the script on this make your house doggy style. You know what I'm talking about, man?
Wait. I never contacted MTV.
Hold on, man. We contacted you. Sit your hot ass down over there.
Even though Snoop was the star of the show, the series was actually co-created by Vernon Chatman and John Lee. And that explains a lot because some of these segments are nothing short of absurd. And those guys co-created another MTV show called Wonder Chosen, which was absolutely insane. Vernon Chatman also wrote some of the skit concepts for the original Jackass movie, so naturally they did a parody of it called Blackass with appearances by Steve-O and Wee Man. But what exactly happened to this show? Why wasn't it renewed for a second season? Well, MTV has always been a bit weird about publishing their audience ratings, so I don't have any concrete viewership statistics for the show, but in a 2005 interview with The Guardian, Snoop said that Doggy Fizzle Televizzle received great reviews and great ratings. Obviously, take that with a grain of salt because it's coming from the man himself. He's probably not going to talk badly about a show that he hosted. But when discussions about a second season of the series began, Snoop understandably asked for a bit of a pay increase in a total amount of, as he put it, like $1 million. He didn't clarify that statement any further, but he most likely meant $1 million per episode. And I want you to remember that by that point, Snoop had been involved with the music industry for over 10 years, appeared in a bunch of movies and TV shows, and most importantly, Doggy Fizzle Televizzle aired on Sunday nights at 10 p.m. Even though the show ran during spring and summer when people aren't necessarily glued to their TVs, that is a prime time slot. It had to have done at least pretty well. But based on his salary demands, MTV chose not to renew the show. Like I said, without concrete viewership ratings, it's hard to tell whether or not that was a smart or dumb decision on MTV's part, but I'm gonna go with the latter of the two. Despite all of that, Snoop did eventually host another show for MTV, 2009's Dog After Dark. From what I could tell, this was very similar to Doggy Fizzle Televizzle, except it took place in a nightclub and mostly focused on celebrity interviews. There aren't any full episodes of this show online, so I can't judge its quality. Doggy Fizzle Televizzle, on the other hand, is almost completely available for free on YouTube, and I definitely recommend checking it out if you want something similar to Chappelle's Show. I'll leave a link to the show down below. And that'll do it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If this video does well, I plan to make a few more of these episodes because there are dozens of forgotten MTV shows to talk about. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.